Set in Naples during the 1980s, Sorrentino's movie follows introverted 17-year-old Fabietto Stiesi as he figures out his identity relative to his horny, embarrassing, and affectionate family members. The Hand of God might be Sorrentino's least ambitious movie. Its narrative is shapeless, and its characters and situations often seem familiar enough. But it's also very accessible and overstuffed with the sort of crass and romantic details that distinguish Sorrentino's movies. It's easy to imagine that, with The Hand of God, Sorrentino challenged himself to make a personal but unconventional autobiography. You might even reach this conclusion before Fabietto, in later scenes, has a characteristically unsentimental but grandiose heart-to-heart talk with filmmaker Antonio Capuano. The Hand of God also has a tip of the cap to the elusive Fellini in a few key scenes, like when older brother Marcino auditions for an unnamed Fellini film. Sorrentino teases Marcino's immodest ambition in a scene where Fabietto, his stand-in, waits with his brother in an office full of miserable-looking local performers. Most of The Hand of God concerns Fabietto's tentative relationship with his parents Saverio and Maria, the brightest stars in his messy family's orbit. Sorrentino is also frequently attracted to the little family dramas that surround Fabietto's relatives, all of whom are, despite their more ennobling moments, too stubborn or dim to be more than happy rubes. Still, Sorrentino's prickly, often defensive expressions of affection for his character's garish behavior is evident throughout comedic and/or dramatic scenes that are as vividly detailed and uncomfortably tender as Marcino and Fabietto's pre-audition waiting room scene. That's the lens through which Sorrentino presents Saverio and Maria. They clearly have affection for each other, and performatively whistle at each other, like lovebirds, even though they're also going through a rough patch since, as we learn, Saverio's having an affair. Scene script. Without spoiling anything, Saverio and Maria's impact on Fabietto's life is substantial, though it's not immediately obvious what they mean to him. Much of The Hand of God is set in the space between moments, when a pregnant pause can either give way to an overheated and only partly sensible insight, or collapse into a sullen. I love the scenes in The Hand of God where nothing really happens, because as the Baroness explains, family members are often more complicated than they initially seem. The most drawn-out sequences in The Hand of God showcase Sorrentino's knack for whimsical but weirdly seductive drama. He still comes across like a movie brat who, despite his deep knowledge of world cinema, refuses to be bogged down with references to everybody else's work. But The Hand of God feels like a Sorrentino movie because it's about finding character in unexpected places and making it seem both true to life and completely overwhelming.